Hello everyone, and welcome to episode number 6 of my design vlog. So today I ran a little bit out of inspiration, so I was just scrolling on Pinterest when I found this amazing work of Karan Singh. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I really love his work, and especially the typography work he has here. He makes these amazing compositions with just color and objects, really simple objects, but amazing compositions. Even like these flowers is really cool. And I was really interested about this technique and this visual. I really liked it. I like the bold colors, and I like the way the typography is built around simple shapes. And I'm a sucker for simple shapes and typography, so I was like, you know what, maybe today will be a nice exercise for myself as well, and to share this vlog about how to recreate something like this. And instead of using New York City, I'm gonna use London. I will use LDN, which is where I live, and you just try to do the same thing. Find the 3 letters from your city or your town, and then try to follow and make your own version of this. So let's go. Before I start, I actually not gonna use Illustrator today. I want to have a break from Illustrator. Sometimes I feel like I need to expand a little bit my design skills around software, so I'm gonna use Cinema 4D Lite, which is a version that comes with After Effects. Sorry, this morning I woke up a couple of hours ago, and I'm really energetic, and I had my tea, so yeah, probably speaking a little bit too fast or not. Cool. So to open Cinema 4D in After Effects, you just go to File and then New, and then you choose Cinema 4D file. And then we will open a copy of Cinema 4D. We'll ask you to save it somewhere, and then you're gonna have this same version as me, which is the Cinema 4D Lite, which is a light version of Cinema 4D. You can do a lot of things. It's not perfect, you need to render it back in After Effects, but that's okay, we can deal with that. Cool. So I'm gonna just set up my document first. I'm going to go here. I don't know if you are familiar with this interface, but this little gear here is where you set up your document settings. In my case, I'm gonna use 1700 by 2400, which is normally the settings I use in my Illustrator files as well. And here you can put the resolution in pixels or in centimeters in case you want, and then work with the DPI in case you want to print it. I would increase this for 300 instead of 72. I'm just gonna leave this a square as it is. We're not doing animation today, so current frame will be alright. And then here is save. You can save as 16-bit per channel, which will get all the colors in, but we are only making flat colors. There is not much gradients happening, so we definitely don't need 16-bit. And 32-bit is way too overkill for design. This is mostly for cinema and high-end projects anyway. So yeah, this is anti-aliasing, which is just the sharpness of the edges. Just leave it as geometry. You can change this if you need to in our render when you see it, but normally I don't need to change anything here. And then I don't know what this is. I don't know a lot of things in Cinema 4D. Okay, I'm gonna breathe now. Let's start. So I'm gonna use LDN. So I'm gonna start with the L letter. So I'm gonna make a cylinder. Okay. It takes a little bit of time to open my cylinder. I'm just gonna make my cylinder here. I'm gonna actually make a camera first so I can actually see it. I'm gonna make a camera. I'm gonna activate my camera, and then I'm gonna change the perspective to front. Maybe so it's a little bit flat, so I can actually make a nice composition and then see if I can. Yeah. Because if you use any other... So let me explain what front means. It means it doesn't have any distortion. This was as flat as if you were in Illustrator. There is no distortion, so there is no lens happening here. If I want some nice distortion, I'll just put in perspective, and then we'll have this as you can see a nice distortion happening, and that's because of the focal length. If you don't want much, you can just increase to 50, and then the distortion is a little bit less. And this is a little bit of photography actually. It's if you know a little bit of photography, you will definitely understand the distortion in lenses. Super wide will be a fish eye, the one that's the skaters or GoPro sports use. You can see a lot of the field, but then you distort everything. And then you can go custom, can even make it 11 millimeters, and that will be really high distorted, but you can see a lot more. Or just go barely any distortion when you go to 300 millimeters, and that becomes like something so undistorted. It's like almost like a flat version of the lens. So I'm just gonna use a projection, gonna use it as front for now, and then just going to okay, need to select my cylinder. Gonna like line it here, and then I'm gonna make another copy of this cylinder. Just if you select the object, I don't know if you use for the before, you select the object and then you select Control or Command and just drag and drop it. It makes a copy, and it's really cool. I'm gonna press R for rotation. Definitely need to decrease the size of this one first. So I don't want the objects to touch each other, so I want to be sure it doesn't like overlapping into each other. Just want to make them very nice separated there. I'm gonna increase this. Now try to make a nice composition. Like his compositions are so beautiful. Look at the way they actually work. It's so nice. And just going to try to work on my composition too. Make it nice. Maybe this one like this would be nice. Something more not so dramatic. Something maybe like here. Not sure about the balance. Maybe something like this actually. L looks nice. Then I'm gonna just select these two cylinders. I'm gonna just Alt G to group them together so I can move these two all together as a group. And then D I'm gonna use another cylinder, so I'm gonna make a copy of this one. Take it out of that group because I don't want it to be there. And then I'm gonna make it move it upwards a little bit. And then for the D, I'll probably need a different shape. Maybe something like a torus will work. Let's just rotate the torus here. Maybe just alpha torus actually. I think we can slice this in half. Yeah, there's a slice option. Click slice. It's sliced in half. L, D. How can we make this D a little bit more interesting? It's nice when you actually show some of the faces here that is not seen normally. Like just trying to show this face, like because here we are hiding this face, so here I want to show it to create some nice variation. LD. Actually, imagine if I actually could involve. Maybe it will take a little bit. Nah, I think it was nice like this. LDN. Now the N, it's an easy one because it's just like, it's just like cylinders. So maybe I want to show this one again. This LD, make it up. I'm just rotating the entire perspective. LDN. Cool. As soon as we finish this composition with the letters, I'm actually going to apply the materials. If I stop, Jesus, what I'm doing? If I stop, the same thing happens if you select the object in a viewport and then you hold Command and Control. It duplicates here as well, and then it makes a copy there as well. So I'm just going to change this. Maybe the letter N doesn't need to be. No, I think it needs to be, but maybe this doesn't need to be as thick, as big as the other one before. Maybe I'll make something like this. And then, yeah, I just need to zoom out a little bit so I can see the letters nicely. Okay, so that's, maybe I want to show that face. Oops. I want to show this one here. LD. This needs to look like an N, so I probably have some work to do here. Just trying to. It's really nice sometimes to change a little bit of our tools. So like, I know I normally use like Illustrator, but sometimes it's nice to get out of Illustrator to experiment with different tools, so we don't like get stuck in our ways and we actually make our brain work a little bit different. Because like in Illustrator, you have the 3D tool, but you don't have as much freedom as you have here to work in 3D. And I kind of like the freedom of like just scale objects really quickly. Even though the new 3D Illustrator, the new tool in Illustrator, the new 3D tool, it's really nice, but I feel it's quite heavy. Even though I have a nice computer now, because before it was terrible, I couldn't work really, still not working really easily on that tool. I think it's still very heavy. I think the code on that tool needs to be worked a little bit more, because I don't know if it is using the computer as it should be using it. LDN, I think it looks like an N now. Let's just... maybe no, maybe I actually need to have this N a little bit more like this, and maybe no. I want to show you some like down faces, so maybe actually this one needs to be moved up. Something like this, maybe. Or maybe I can scale this one up and just make it like here. No, it doesn't look like an N. LDN. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have a look at the reference again, see how he makes his N's. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, definitely needs to cover that. Okay, cool, makes more sense now, the N. And yeah, let's just center this really nicely. If you go to the camera, actually, you can just go to, where is it, composition, and then you can activate the grid. So actually you can like a nice grid to help you make a little bit better composition in your scene. And then you have actually the diagonal, if you are using like diagonal compositions, triangles, the golden selection, and the spiral selection as well. I normally just use the grid, and then if you want like more grid definition, you can just increase it here, which is really nice. And cool. Okay, let's just kind of like the composition. I wish the letters were a little bit more condensed, but I think then I will need more space on the sides, and then we'll make this a little bit smaller to make the letters a little bit taller. So I think I'm gonna just stay with this. Cool, now I'm just gonna apply some colors now. Gonna make, actually let's just organize this project before I go. Take this out, group this, and name this letter N. This will be grouped as well. Gonna name it D, and this is L. Cool. Cool. Now let's just go to add a background. How do I add a background in this one? Okay, there is this little globe here. You can just go and select a background. Now you're gonna have a background in your scene. So when you render, you actually have something behind it, and it's not black. If to render like really quick, just press Ctrl R or Command R in Mac, on Mac. And let's just make some materials now, which is like the colors we're gonna apply here. Let's just rotate this. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the material tab here, this little sphere with the base. Then I'm gonna click plus, create a new material, and then I'm going to switch off the color channel, and I'm gonna activate the luminance channel, and then I'm gonna apply gradient. Of course I'm using a gradient. And then I'm gonna use let's leave the gradient as it is, see if there is any presets I can use. Now I'm just gonna make like a black and white situation here. I think I can change this to be interpolation to be linear, not linear, step interpretation, because this way like there will not be like fading between the colors, which is what I want. And then I want to double the nodes here. Okay, probably needs, I don't know, actually, maybe if I delete this one, yeah, double the nodes until I make a really nice stripy material. And then I'm gonna apply this material to the letters and see how it works. LDN. Oh, it's working really nicely. The only problem I'm seeing is I don't really like the bases to have like the stripe there as well. I wanted it to be like a flat color, like the D is doing. I don't know why it's doing that, but I will sort it out. Okay, let's just make a new material with no gradient, just a flat color for the background. Activate the luminance, and then I'm going to change this to maybe red. Let's just start with red. You can change it easily later. Let's just render it. Cool. So right now the render is not very good because we are actually just using the viewport render, which is okay, but you can just render to picture viewer here and see how is it looking. Just make it 100%. 100% please. Yeah. So this actually we can see what anti-alias is here, because you see like this like sharpened edges, jagged edges. That's like low anti-alias. So if we don't want this happening on the viewport here, we actually need to increase the anti-alias so the lines are more clean. It will ask for more render time, but we'll be alright. But before we go do that, actually need to add a little bit more definition in these objects. Probably like a little bit low in definition, like as I was rendering here. Let's just show you again. I felt it a little bit edgy. I want this to be a little bit more smoother, like not so much like a hard edge. So I'm gonna just increase this object a little bit. Gonna make them rotation segments. I will make this ×4. Yeah, be alright. 64 will be alright. Same thing here, make it very smooth. And then do the same thing for the other letters. 64, the torus, maybe 64. And the rig segments, I think this is the important one. 128. Then you probably don't need as much, but I'm just being like secure how many I'm using. And 64 here. 64, let's just render to the picture view. Yeah, much smoother. Maybe you can actually see the difference. Actually, can you see the difference? Yeah, there is a difference. Yeah, much smoother here than here. Yeah, even the lines are a little bit more smoother. So I could keep increasing that number, but I don't think I need to. I think I'm happy with this result right now. So I'm gonna just close this window. And then to solve this problem here, I don't really like the bases having like this stripe as well. I wanted to have like a flat color, maybe a white color or something like that. So I'm gonna actually just select all of this, and then I'm gonna press C. I will convert this to an editable object. So I will lose all the editability from the object, like as before, like I could increase the segments and stuff. Now it's an editable object, so that's gone. It's like converting a smart object to not a smart object anymore. But what this will give me the possibility to is just to apply a different material to the faces, and that's what I want to do. I'm gonna make a new material. Actually, we're just going to duplicate this material, the red one, and I'm gonna make it white. I'm gonna apply like a white color. Cool, I'm gonna select each object. I want to change the material. Maybe I will turn off the camera so I can... Oh my god, this is crazy. It's not looking as expected. So I'm gonna just zoom in here. And then using this editable tool here, I'm gonna just select all these faces. And then I'm gonna just UL for loop. And then I'm gonna apply the white material there. Perfect. And then we're gonna do the same here. Apply the white material here. Oh, the shortcut for selecting a loop of the object is UL. When you press U, it opens this little menu, and then you have all these letters here that show you, that show like different shortcuts. Like if you want to select a loop selection, you click L. If you want to optimize the geometry, you click O, and yeah, you can read it, the remaining things. Gonna do the same thing for this other object here. Gonna just loop, select it, apply the white material, and loop selected, apply the white material, and do the same for the other object. Oh, this one will be harder because the loop is not working properly, so I definitely cannot use the loop selection anymore. So I need to use a different selection mode, which will be the by hand selection. Just gonna select these points here, these faces, not points, sorry. I'm just gonna hold shift to make a big selection, and be sure I'm selecting the right ones. Yeah, I need to select this one as well. I'm using 1, 2, and 3, which is 1 will be for this hand, 2 will be for this zoom in and out, and 3 will be for the rotation. So yeah, you get it. If you never use for this, like it could be a little bit daunting to watch me doing this, but it's a really nice tool. It's a very simple tool to learn as well, and you can make really nice graphics with it. And it's always nice to say, like, on your CVs, like, you have basic knowledge of Cine 4D. People always like to know that, even if you don't use it in their firms, like in their studios, they like to know that you have it. It adds value to you. So do it. Learn it a little bit. Maybe one day I will make a tutorial about it. Like I would like a tutorial about how, like, introduction to Cinema 4D Lite, and we can do something really cool here. Yeah. Maybe I'll just fund that time for that. Maybe. Okay, just gonna zoom in. Just be sure to select these faces. It's really hard because they're not easy selectable with the loop tool, which is annoying. But we know we can survive this. It's alright. Is this one here? Yeah, I've also been a perfectionist, so I'm sorry. For that. We have another one up here. Let's just go. Let's try to make this as quick as I can now. I will just select and then I will just unselect the other ones I don't need. Oops. I just moved that. I think probably it's easier to unselect the ones I need than select the ones I don't need. Okay, so yeah, it's much easier to unselect these ones. I'm just pressing Command or Control to unselect stuff as well. If I use UL and then I use this, will it? No, doesn't do it. Or maybe there is a way, but cool. I'm gonna apply the white material here. This one was much quicker. I'm sorry it took so long to make the first selection. The other ones will be quicker, I promise you. So cylinder, UL, select this one, apply the white material. Applied in both already, I think. Yes, I did. Now for the letter N. Applied in both. Sorry, I should have done this in the beginning. I wasn't thinking clearly when I was doing this, so just going to apply this material there. Perfect. And the same thing here. Apply the material and shift. Go back to our camera, see if this is working. Yeah, cool. Yeah, prefer much rather with the white base there. Cool. What else should we add to this? I think he normally adds like these little spheres, which is really cool. So maybe we should do that. Let's just add a little sphere here. Just gonna zoom in a little bit. I'm going to bake two objects, go to sphere, apply the same material. Increase the sphere definition for sure. It's so edgy. And then I'm gonna just zoom out, rotate it, move it to the front. Really quick. Why am I not moving to the front? What's going on? It's... Can I not move it to the front? What's going on? I think it's moving to the front. Okay, it's in the front now. Cool. I'm just going to maybe increase the rotation and make this. Should I maybe change? I kind of like the way the stripes are, but maybe I wanted them in a different way. Let's just maybe create a new material, and this new material we're going to change the direction of the gradient. Let's just go to gradient, and then instead of U, let's use V, so it goes in a different direction, and apply this V. Yeah, apply this V here, just rotate it. Yeah, something like this. Make another copy. Maybe send it to the back. Send it to the back is like, because it goes, but because there is no distortion, I cannot see it going to the back. And oops, just this view here. Maybe we're gonna scale it up or something. No, maybe small was okay. And rotate it. Always, if you have, I always say this: if you have like a different same object, a repetition of objects in your scene, always try to make at least like a rotation or a transform differentiation in between them. Otherwise it gets a little bit boring, because if these stripes were facing the same way, you'll be like, wow, that will look like a little bit lazy than it is. Sometimes repetition is good, but we need to have because I have these 3 elements, I need to add them to have something different, that's because they're already the same one. So yeah, I don't know if that made sense. So cool, this is cool. Let's just preview it in our render here. Kind of like it, but I still like I told you before, there is some edges here that are a little bit too, I don't know what's the right name for it. They are a little bit not very smooth here, and that's the anti-alias. And we're going to increase that. I'm going to solve this problem. Let's go back to the render. Go setting on the render settings here. Anti-alias. Let's just change this to best. Minimum 4. Max 16. And let's just try to see if this solves it. Yeah, as you can see, it takes way longer to render. But look, the lines are smoother now. If you compare to before, you just increase it, the anti-alias, and it solved our edgy, sharpen lines problem. Cool, what else should I do? I think he puts a shadow on this, on his visuals, which is really cool. I kind of like that shadow, but I don't believe I can make this shadow using the way I'm using this object, because I will need to project the light. And I don't know if these objects will cast a shadow, so probably I will skip on a shadow for today, because I don't know exactly how to do it. I will just make another render with a shadow, and then I will just do that way, and then compose it together. Let's just see. Maybe if it is not too long already, it's a 27-minute video. Okay, maybe it's too long. Let's just save this and go back to After Effects. Jesus Christ, there's so many things here. I'm gonna save this on YouTube, Math Lab, Design Vlog. I'm gonna save it in episode 6. Like a file. I'm more organized than this. Sorry, I just have a lot of things happening this week. And then I'm gonna save this as episode 6, EP6. Save it, and then just find it here in my Dropbox. And import this file to After Effects, drop it here, gonna delete the old one, just drag it to a composition, LDN. Oh, the background didn't come, it's alright, I can just viewport. But here we're gonna have the Cineware plugin, which is the one we can actually work with the Cine 4D files, and then the render we're gonna change it to current and see how it looks. Current render. Cool. The background is coming. I just don't know why it's not, because there is a red light there. I'm just going to see if there is something. I'll keep textures in. Yes, cameras. For the camera, there is not much. Extract camera. Okay, I just gonna make a background here then. I'm gonna make a solid. I'm gonna make it red. I think it was red the color we used. I'm just gonna move it backwards. Why it didn't went red though. Maybe I will just delete the background there, as it's not making any effect in After Effects, and then just save it and just wait for it to change. Yeah, cool. This way actually it's easier to even change the color of the background, so let's just change it here, and let's just see. Yeah, kind of like it. Let's just maybe add a little bit of proper post-production. Maybe not. Maybe I'm gonna just add a little bit of grain, new adjustment layer, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of effects in it. Color correction. Is a grain here? I actually don't know where the grain is. Generating, maybe. Generate noise and grain, of course. And then I'm gonna make this full output and add and see how much grain I need to add to make this look nice. And yeah, I really wanted to add the shadows, so if you had enough, you can go now. I don't know, I will add the shadows. This video is gonna be a long one. Either way, if you leave now, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel if this is the first time you're watching. And if you're staying, thank you. We're gonna be here for a ride. So the way I'm thinking about making these shadows is I need to go back to Cinema 4D, and then because I'm seeing this here, let's just get out of the camera. Because these objects are making no sense together, because they are very far away from each other, I don't think the shadows I have will work very well. I don't even know which one is this. I think this one is the L. Yeah. So I don't know, it's like this. So I definitely need to make things to be a little bit closer together. So I'm gonna go back to have like this view. We have the camera view here, so I can actually see it happening, and then I'm gonna make this view here to be the perspective one, navigation perspective. And I actually need to see something, so I'm gonna put current shading. I'm just going to increase this too. Cool. So I really want these objects to be close together, because right now they are just not. They are just way too far away from each other, and I don't think it works very well that way. So I definitely need to put this together a little bit. I think the end is not that bad. Maybe I just need to rotate it a little bit. Yeah. Cool, but as an entire composition, the end is really too away, and maybe I will need to rotate this. So I'm gonna change this a little bit. Perfect. So this will be the new thing. I will just save it, update it here, and then I will actually duplicate this. Can I just duplicate this? Probably not, actually, because I will need to make a different. Okay, no, I can't duplicate that. Probably broke it. Oh my god, I think I broke the project. Okay, I will just save this one, and then I will import it again here. Oh no, I just broke everything. Let's just import it again. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start the tutorial from the beginning. Okay, this will be episode 6, and then I will make a new one, and I'm gonna save as episode 6 shadow. It's because I think I will need the shadow and the colors to be in separate projects. And just going to current, and then make a background for it. Camera, what's the name? Solid. Sorry, I'm just like, well, my brain is freezing, and I need to be really sure about this camera. Yeah, I think so. Let's just go make the shadows, and this will be episode 6 shadow. So I'll definitely will need a floor, but if I need a floor, then I will need to have an object there. Let's see if I can do that. I'll need a plane where the shadows need to project to. So I'm gonna scale this plane a little bit, like that, like this, and you know, you probably can't see. I won't be able to see the shadows because the projection will not be the same. Okay, cool. I will need to have some perspective there. So let's go back to episode to this one. Change the camera to something with perspective. Let's go back here and try to find our objects. Where are they? Oh, they are that way. Somewhere. Oh, we are really zoomed in. Let's just zoom out and see if we can make sense of this. Cool. Yeah, we needed because we need to see the floor, and when we are in the front perspective, we can actually see the floor there. So this way you can see the floor. So let's make a floor again, and then plane. now we can see a floor, and then now we can actually project some shadows. I need to be under the things, gonna make it like this. Probably already regretting doing this, probably. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be so much work. But it'll be fun. That will be fun. It'll be a 2-hour video. Oh no, I promise it won't be a 2-hour. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to do it. Okay, so this is the new perspective, new camera. I need to save this and then save it as shadow, because I need a shadow pass. Can I have a shadow pass on a luminance? I don't know. So now let's just imagine this is white as well. And I will actually need to take, this is a shadow version, so I'm gonna take away the stripe materials because I don't need that. And I don't need this material as well, because I only want from this here, I just want the shadows, what's happening. So I'm gonna make a light here. Maybe this makes no sense, maybe I'm just like, I don't know, going crazy. And I didn't need to do any of this. And then I'm gonna just use the light. I'm gonna have a shadow on the light. Where is it? Shadow, and then I'll have a ray trace shadow. Is the ray trace one that makes the hard ones, the hard shadows? I think it is. Let's just see. Yeah, but we can't see it here, so we can see it there. It's interesting. Maybe just going to go down with this one and see the shadow if we can actually see. Oh no, you can see it there because it's not projected there. So cool. We have the shadows happening here. I just need to, maybe I will just leave that one as an interactive, no, this one as an interactive render. I'm selecting this one. Can I make an interactive render this one? Yeah. So this one I can actually, this way I can actually see what the shadows are doing when I move my light. Sorry. And just going to go downwards, maybe upwards. Then it's really tricky working with shadows. Yeah, but I'm really enjoying them already. So, but I wanted them to project on the floor. They're not. Maybe the floor needs to be a little bit higher. Let's just change the floor. No, I'm making the floor bigger. I want to make it higher, not more. Yeah, something more like this. It's such a low value and it changes so much. Okay, I definitely need a very precise position there. I don't know. Maybe I will just change the letters to touch the floor. I think it will probably be easier. Let's just do it here on this perspective. You touching the floor? Nice. Cool, cool. Now this one, let's just select the D. Yeah. I think it was a smarter decision. Not try to match the floor, but match the letters to the floor. Cool. Oh, there is like this light projected from the ball. I definitely need to change this ball position, like maybe backwards or something. Or even like in front a little bit, but not like that. Yeah. Something like this, but then I want the shadows to go a little bit backwards. So I want like some nice depth on the shadows. Let's just move it. Maybe if I make them higher, is it making it higher? It goes further. It's so tricky. Yeah, something like this actually. And then so if I make this goes, and then if I make this go backwards, maybe we'll make the shadow project a little bit more. And then maybe further, but then like this. Okay, we're making progress. Yes! It was something like this I was looking for. And just make it closer, a little bit closer, just move it. maybe to this side. Too much. Maybe to this side. And is that too much? Yeah, too much. Everything, because I didn't use world scale, so everything is like, nah, it's too low. Yeah, kind of like this one. Kind of, it's very, very precise. I'm just thinking like, what happens if I actually change the materials to luminous? Will the shadow work there? Will I have shadows? If you know what I mean, like, yeah, you will project shadows. So maybe I don't need that. Maybe I could do that on that other version. Because what I was thinking, just like I make everything white and then I just apply like a multiply to. Okay, but then it casts the shadow but doesn't receive shadows. Okay, it makes sense. Yeah. So these objects have luminous material, which is like that flat material. They can cast shadows, but they don't receive any shadows because they're made of light, and it doesn't work. So I was right. I was right on my thinking. Not feeling that bad now. Cool. Let's just what we need to do now. We need to have a way to export these shadows and apply them in that. Let's just import this project to After Effects and see what we can do there. I think we can extract shadows, so, and then we can just overlay them. Just going to make this viewport to current, and then I want to extract multipass shadow. Can I just see the shadows? How does this work then? If I just want to see the shadow. Well, this is not showing me the current viewport situation, so maybe I will just make current viewport current. Okay, so I need to extract the shadows. Maybe actually I need to set up the multipass here, and then I need to get the shadows out. Let's just see shadow, and this will be the multipass and a multipass of shadow. That makes sense, right? Okay, stinking. How long is this video? 43 minutes. Not that bad. Not that bad. And multipass, and I will define multipass. Okay, so what can I do here? Okay, cool, nice. This is what I wanted. I wanted this pass here. And then I'm going to go back to episode 6. He has a background now, which we don't need. But I want this to fit perfectly there. Did we change the camera? Because it's not matching now. And maybe we did. Maybe we did change it. Yeah, it's not matching. So that's not cool. That's not cool. Maybe I will need to copy this camera, go back to this one. Where was it? Apply the camera. Where is it? I need to apply that camera, the shadow camera. Is this the one? No. I think this is the one as the shadows, yes. So I need this camera and I need to apply it here because it's a little bit different, and delete this old camera. And then I don't need the plane, so I can just delete the plane as well. Just need the camera. Yeah. Is it working? No. Okay. Something. Okay, let's just, you know what? Let's just make this one is the right one now. I'm going to save project as episode 6 version B. And then I'll go get these materials here, and then I'll apply these materials to the objects. and then open the shadow, which was the one. But I need this one, which is a B. Sorry, that probably make no sense at all, but it does have sense in my head. I'm like just trying to recreate everything. See, as soon as I apply the materials, it doesn't really work. Oh no, I will need to remove that again, so that's annoying. I don't like these things here. Why are they? Yeah, they should be easy to select. Maybe I'm just gonna do it really quick, guys. Again, sorry. I can't bear with this being like that. Okay, let's going to select this object. You know I'm just being annoying doing this. It was okay, but I really want this to be good. I don't need this render happening right now, so I'm gonna turn it off really quick. UL. I will make this as quick as I can, I promise you. UL, and then apply a white material. And then do the same thing here. Just apply this material here. UL. And then this one. Same thing for this one. Oh, this one was the hard one to make, wasn't it? Did it capture the selection? No, I just kept that selection, which is okay. Save some time. But I really wanted this selection here actually to be as well there. Just going to roughly select it, and then I unselect the other ones. As we saw, it's quicker. Just unselect it. I don't need this plane. Can I just delete this plane? I don't need it. It's bothering me. Trying to be quick here, sir. A torus. How the hell did I select that? Maybe I selected when I was doing the loop selection. Maybe I'll leave it as black. It doesn't bother me as much as long as it's not like stripy. And then I'm going to do this one. This one's selection is saved as well, which is good. Saved as time. This selection is saved, and this selection will be saved as well. That's amazing. Cool. Go back to the camera. We have our really bothers me. Oh no, I changed the camera again. I'll just delete this camera, go back to the shadow. My god, this is too much today. And then camera. Cool. I just need to change this one here really quick. I cannot live with it being black there. I just need to be a different color. It needs to be a contrast color. And okay, unselect that later. Okay, let's unselect these loops here. Oops. And oh no, I lost that selection. When did I select that? Yes. Cool. Apply white. Go back to camera. Save it. Oh no, what's going on there? Oh my god, so much. Torus. Oh yeah, I need. Oh, thank god. Okay, cool. Let's save this. Let's import this to After Effects, which is a B version. Let's import it. Make a new composition with the B version. Make it current. Please, current. Yeah. And then we get the shadow project. Overlay it, and hopefully will be on the right size. And then we multiply it. Yes, we have our shadows. Let's make a background, and it's done. Jesus. This is what I wanted to do. It looks nice though. And now we have control of the shadows. Imagine if like, I don't like those shadows. Just go back to Cinema 4D. You know, oh, it's open my full version. Just go back there. Go to your shadow. Change the light. Oh no, change the camera as well. Change the light. Change the shadow. I want something more dramatic. Just change it. It's easy. Imagine doing this in Illustrator. You're gonna be here for 10,000 years. You're gonna spend your next 10,000 hours trying to make that. And then save it. Go back to your project. Wait for it to load. And then your shadows will be updated. Did I save that? Yeah. Please save. Yeah, it's just crashing my computer, updating the shadow project. And it's not doing it. That's okay. Let's just go inside, see what's happening. Yeah, it changed it. Oh well, you get the idea. I hope you get the idea, and this is it. We made it. Let's just make an adjustment layer and maybe add some grain. Because why not? Grain is always good to have. Let's just see, where is my grain? What's my grain not happening? Size of my grain. Oh, it's not giving me any grain. I was just gonna leave it as it is. Yeah, maybe change the background color to something like bluish. Why is this not letting me do anything? Should I purge the memory? Yes, 92 gigs of memory purge. Okay, now it's updated the shadows and my purging, it's working now. Yeah, I kind of like it blue. Maybe I will leave it as blue. I'm just gonna go back to our shadow. Not sure about these very dramatic shadows happening here. It's gonna crash my computer again. But yeah, this was it. This was it for today. We took 1 hour, almost 1 hour. It's gonna be a long one again. I will make a tutorial about this one. The tutorial will be much quicker, because now I know how to do it. Let's just wait for the shadows to update, and then yeah. So it was cool. I kind of liked it, like the way we worked with two different projects to make one of the visuals and one to make the shadows. Yeah, it was great fun, at least for me. I hope it was fun for you too. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this today. I'm not gonna make you wait anymore. I just think you got the idea, because my shadows are not working, so just waiting for it. See if it lets me. Please update my shadows. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this very long design vlog today. I had a lot of fun doing it. It was really stressful in some minutes, but I'm kind of glad I did it. It's really hard when I'm doing something I'm not very comfortable with, like Cinema 4D, but you know, in the end of the day, it's all fun. Let's just, oh please, I wanted to show the last frame. Why is he doing this to me? Purge again? Yeah. Well, maybe I will just wait for this to finish and then I'll show you. Well, cool. This is it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let's just full screen this thing. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this design vlog today. Please, if you are not subscribed yet to this channel, please subscribe, share and like. And I hope to see you in the next one tomorrow. And don't forget to check the other ones as well. I have like loads of tutorials, a few of design vlogs already, which is like this a little bit long but fun to watch, I think, like a stream situation. And yeah, I see you in the next one. Cheers, have a nice day, bye bye.